Just because we have survived the treachery of your ancestors doesn't mean that we have forgotten or forgiven. Just count yourself lucky that there are greater enemies. Today we're talking about the Wendigo. Hello everyone, welcome to the Maple Table. My name's Nathaniel. This is a channel where we discuss role-playing games, games such as Starfinder and Werewolf the Apocalypse, which we are covering now. If that's something you're into, would love to have you hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. Now this is going to be the last video covering the werewolves in Werewolf the Apocalypse for the 20th anniversary edition. If you would like to see the other videos that I have done for the other tribes, then I would encourage you to click this link up here, and you can check out the playlist there for the other tribes that I have done. I am so glad that this is going to be, so glad that this is done. What I'll be doing next, moving on from here, is I will be covering the other changing breeds. But today we're going to talk about the Wendigo. What do you know about betrayal? Well, the Wendigo sure know a lot about it. Besieged by the worm from the very beginning of time, and betrayed by many of the other tribes throughout the centuries, the Wendigo know much about betrayal and hatred. The Europeans came to steal, murder, and conquer, and the tribes that came with them, well, they were no better. For the Wendigo, the territory wars are over, and they never did well when it came to them anyways. Even in today's modern age, the Wendigo hold on to that bitterness, hold on to that hate. They have not forgotten, and they will not let the other tribes forget about it either. The Wendigo are another tribe that get their name from their totem, Wendigo. It is a cannibal winter spirit. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that correctly. The Wendigo are cannibals. The Wendigo do try to emulate him in everything that they do, whether that's through their rites, through how they hunt. They are ferocious hunters, very quiet, swift, and deadly. Wendigo is also a spirit of duality because winter can also be a symbol for purity, which doesn't really line up to cannibalism when you think about it, but maybe that's the offset. Because of the cruelty that the Wendigo experienced at the hands of the European wolves coming over at the time of the Great Migration, the Wendigo believe all of those werewolves and those tribes have been corrupted or tainted by the worm. And that corruption, that unpure taint is still prevalent to this day. Croatan are gone. They are dead and a distant memory. The Uktena, well, they lie with newcomers and try to bolster their numbers that way, which means they're no longer considered pure. And there's the whole chasing dark magics and things that should better be left alone that still really bothers the Wendigo. Keeping to the old ways, the Wendigo are the last of the pure ones, at least as far as they're concerned. Because of their view of the European werewolf tribes that came over to the new country or to the new world, and being ever cautious of worm taint, the Wendigo are meticulous about the purity of their rites and their rituals. Their moots are always hidden, and there's some pretty serious work that goes into the purification rituals around those moots. To say nothing of the amount of purification they do before they go to war. The Wendigo can move through a battlefield like a silent, lethal wind of death. Although the Wendigo are bitter and angry about their history and the way that they've been treated by all the rest of the tribes in the nation, they are not cruel when they kill. But dead is dead, and they will have no hesitation about doing whatever they need to just win and have their opponent be killed. Of course, as time has gone on, the tribe has become much more secretive. Outsiders know very little about the inner workings of the Wendigo tribe. The truth of it is, though, they're actually quite traditional. The Wendigo have actually upheld the litany the best out of all the other tribes. So it should go without saying that Métis in this tribe are treated the worst, because they are literally a reflection of breaking the litany and an impurity, which, as we've already covered, they really don't like. They hate the Shadow Lords, they hate the Fianna, they hate the Geta Fenris. Okay, they kind of respect the Silent Striders and somewhat of the Uktena, I guess, would be the closest you could call them to being friends, I suppose. And they're really gonna need some friends in the times to come. The Wendigo have lost their territories. They have lost the war pretty much for territory and land. They're on the defensive to keep what they have, which isn't much, and they focus on maintaining control of the territories that they do still have. As far as traveling goes, only the youngest and the boldest Wendigo will leave their tribe to see how the fight of the worm is going, and they'll find out that that fight is not going well. The Wendigo know that if they stay sequestered, the other tribes will lose, and when that happens, the Wendigo, they'll be overrun. So while they don't like the idea of it, they will work together with the other tribes if the need is great enough. But they'll never miss a chance to remind the other tribes of how they were wronged. The Wendigo are not ethnically mixed. They are almost exclusively born to Native American peoples in North America, particularly in the north. In their wolf form, they will actually resemble that of timber wolves, so their fur coats will be gray. The human side for the kinfolk of the Wendigo are Native American peoples, and their population is actually concentrated in that of the reserves or in tribal communities situated away from larger cities. What's unusual about the Wendigo kinfolk is that they understand the old ways just as well as the actual werewolves of the Wendigo tribe. The Wendigo take great pride in making sure their kinfolk know these ways and honor them, which is quite a departure from the other werewolves who don't really teach this kind of thing to their kinfolk. They don't want them to know too much. As a result, the kinfolk of the Wendigo are actually trusted with more of their tribal history and lore than the kinfolk of other tribes would be. As for the wolf kinfolk, well, they're concentrated mostly in Canada, Alaska, and the plain states of the US. It should also be noted that the Wendigo refuse to breed with wolves in captivity, something about them being unpure enough. As I mentioned before, the Wendigo revere the totem Wendigo, the cannibal spirit of winter, and symbol of purity in juxtaposition. The Wendigo have also been known to strike deals with lesser spirits of ice and storm, and a few of the darker spirits who actually share this hunger that the Wendigo have. I'm talking cannibalism! Mosquito and Wolverine. Well, that's it! That's the last video on all of the tribes that are in existence right now for Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition. If you liked today's video, hit that like button. If you found this information useful and you want to get more content around Werewolf the Apocalypse, then hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so that you know when my content is available. I post videos twice a week, Monday and Thursday, so keep your eyes peeled for that. That's all I've got for you. Happy quarantining, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.